Welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is April the 22nd. It's Saturday evening at 5 p.m. And I have a special guest with me tonight, Jaymi. She needs no special introduction, but her channel name is Cranky Kangaroo. And I'm telling you what, she blows the doors off of FPP. So if you have not subscribed to her channel, my goal today, first and foremost, she is teetering, and I mean teetering at almost 1,000. And I would love for anybody that's joining us today, if they have not subscribed to you, to please slip out of the chat for a second and go subscribe. Joe's going to be watching your numbers. And if we hit you to 1,000, we are going to do a giveaway.
Yeah.
I will contact Erica at Little Glass Quilts and I will special order something and have it shipped. So I think that's a good way for us to segue to really push hard to get you to that 1,000. You work hard every day and we just want to kind of shove you just a little bit. So
every bit counts. Well, and hey, I can do a prize package too. So either to the same person or to two different people, you choose. But
whatever you want to do. But our goal today, first and foremost, would be we just want to push and push and push and get you there. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to slip into the chat for just a second. Dahlia, hello, sweetheart, and welcome. So Becca, you should be on a plane, baby girl. She might have made it home.
I think she's on a plane.
Maybe she's not in airplane mode or she has landed. I'm not sure. Dahlia's telling everybody, hello, guess who? Nancy, hello all. Candy, hello, sweetie. Lisa, hello. Janine, hi. Donna and Jaymi, hi, Day. And I'm just skimming the chat. Mare says that she has her own channel as well, and she does a lot of leather work. I work with her on Project Dress a Girl, so you want to check her out too. She's the one that was at a quilt show and bought the David kit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you what.
We sold out of him at the last show, and he was a big hit at the last show. He's fun.
I think that's where she got it, because as soon as she came home, she was reaching out, and I was like, I'll help you. I haven't done him, but I have someone that has.
He's a fun one, let me tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one I want to do. I'm Jones, and I was telling Hayden, I said, that's one when you recut, let me know. Because I really want to do that one. Hi, Donna, and all excited to learn about FPP. Haven't tried it yet. Well, so Yarn Arm, you're in for a treat tonight. And I'm being honest, if you have never tried FPP, what we're going to segue into in just a little bit, you're going to want to jump on board. I kid you not. Kate, hello. See y'all later. Good luck on getting to 1K. That is the push tonight, Becca. We're all going to try. And if she doesn't get it here, maybe she'll get it over with you. But the goal is to get her there. So I ask everybody one more time, if you have not subscribed to Cranky Kangaroo, the link is up above. Joe's going to drop it one more time, and he'll drop it periodically throughout the chat. Please, please, please subscribe. It means everything to both of us, and it's going to be a blast when she gets there.
You are just the best cheerleader a person can have.
Oh, God love ya. Hi, gang. I guess I'll watch you as your chat started first, and Quilting with Stephanie Stitches is live too. I'm sorry that she's live at the same time, but that's okay. There's always replay on either side. So let me see. Guess who? Nancy, hi, Day. Patty Middleton, hello. So glad I was able to watch today. Me too. Paid for Wi-Fi package. So she's evidently up in the air. And she paid for the package. I didn't know that was a thing. How cool is that? I know I can do it on a cruise ship, but I never realized you could do it from the air.
I guess if the technology exists, I love that.
I do too. Well, she is high enough up there, you know.
That's funny.
Jane, hello. Heather, hey, girlfriend. Katie D, David. That's the Michelangelo David. Yes. And I'm telling you what, I'm jonesing to do that one. Haven't been a huge help with my David quilt, Donna. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, you've been a huge help. Oh, I thought you said I had, and I had to go back and reread that one. I love you, girl, and I told you I'd help you, and I would make sure that I had someone with me that if you need help, if you reach out, she will answer any and all of your questions. Want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Subscribed earlier today. Thank you, Patty. Lisa, hello. What is FPP?
Oh,
FPP
can
is
we,
foundation paper piecing.
can I do a quick little, because it sounds like there's a couple people that are
There's
completely
several that
familiar.
doesn't know.
Can we do a quick little demonstration?
Would love it.
So
Yep.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I've got a couple more to welcome. Capet Stitches, hello, Donna and everyone. Christine P, hello, everyone. Just subscribe to get the BOM from Legit. Whoop, whoop. Christy,
Yeah.
thank you. So, Becca, yup, watching from 30K. Oh my God, that is adorable. Teresa Louise, hello. And now we are up for the demonstration. So, for anybody
Yay.
that does not know what FPP is, it is foundation paper piecing. So,
Yeah.
James, there you
So
go.
really the way I describe it, foundation paper piecing is just like normal quilting. You sew right sides together. So let's say we wanted to sew these two pieces of fabric together. We're still going to put them right sides together. We're still going to sew right on the edge here. The only difference with foundation paper piecing is you have a piece of paper on the back that shows you where to sew. So in this case, we're going to sew right sides together on this edge, but our paper has the line of where we're going to sew. So that's really the only difference. You still add a piece at a time. You still trim it, iron it, just like any regular quilting, but the paper shows you where to sew. So you don't have to cut real precise. Like you don't have to use your exact templates. You don't have to worry about if you're sewing with a 1/4 inch or a scant quarter, or you just sew on the line and by number in numerical order. So we'd start with piece 1 and add piece 2, trim it, iron it, add piece 3, and so on. So that's really the only difference, is the paper shows you where to sew, and that is your foundation, which is the name of it. But it really is that simple. It's just follow what the paper says. But that's really the only difference, is that you use paper instead of your 1/4 inch seam allowance as a traditional quilting technique.
And I couldn't have explained it any better myself. The way that you've just laid it out, it really clarifies for those that don't know. Because honestly, a year and a half ago, I was not interested at all in FPP. It was like, no, that's way out there. But now that's all I do. Y'all have fun with that BOM. My butt is too tired, too much, and I'm gonna lurk and randomly insert comments today. That's okay, Heather. She's expecting baby number 4. And yeah, she's baking right now. So she
No
gets
wonder
a free
she's
pass.
tired.
Yeah, she gets a free pass. So anyway, last time I had you on, I didn't get to hit all of the topics that we wanted to, because it was kind of like in and out. We just got you in, introduced you, chatted for just a little bit, and then segued out. But I had a couple follow-up questions that have came in, and I think
Awesome.
it's fabulous. So I'm going to go ahead and hit you with those. One of them was, and now they're going to have to go to a quilt show to see it. They saw your frog, but it didn't look like it was hanging up like a frog would. So you turned it into a jacket.
Oh, that one. Yes. I used a printed panel of the frog quilt and turned it into a quilt coat. So all of the quilt kits that Legit Kits offers are also printed panels. And so I just got a frog for the front and a frog for the back and a butterfly for the wings and turned it into a quilt coat. And it's actually at a quilt show now, so I don't have it on me, but it's really just 5 rectangles. It's a pattern I'm working on so that you can make it off of your measurements. So instead of having to buy like a commercial coat pattern and deal with a pattern, you just take your measurements and cut it out according to those measurements and make your quilt coat off of that. But yeah, I use the frog panels, and so the eyes are big up in front and back.
I honestly had no clue that was a thing. So Legit Kit, all of their quilts also come just as the panel. So if someone didn't want to do say the David, I'm using that as the example. I want to do the David, but they would be able to buy that just as the panel.
Yeah, and they're a little bit smaller. I think they're the 30 by 40 size, but they're really good for like a baby quilt. They're really good for just practicing your quilting. If you just want to load a pretty thing onto your machine and not just, not use plain fabric, you can load this quilt panel and practice your quilting. You can still kind of do like a stitch in the ditch and all of the angles and pieces and really have fun with it, but they work really well for a quilt coat, for clothing. I actually made an apron out of David. Where
that would be so cool. Where
the fig leaf is the pocket that unzips. So it makes an appearance.
My husband's dying over here.
And it has the back panel too. So it's David in the front and David in the back. It's a full apron, but sometimes it makes a debut at a quilt show. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, so you can do, you know what? I think I have count to 10. Count to 10. I think I have something.
Okay, we're gonna count. I just love her. What a brilliant idea, Christy says. Debt-free quilters laughing hysterically.
So this is a zippered pouch. And then the scraps.
Fabulous.
So you can really have fun with it.
I think that is so neat.
Yeah. So they're just nice when you don't want to do the piece thing, but you want to do some quilting, you want to have fun, you want to do something different with it. They're just nice to have. And then, I mean, like I said, a baby quilt, like you're not going to want to piece the frog for a baby quilt, but if you want to make the frog a baby, it's nice for that.
I'm just visualizing a zipper pouch with the center of David. Oh my Lord.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Katie Bergen says an apron's so fun. Could you imagine? I'd make one for my
they have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Hi, all lurking in the background. Hello, John, the guy who says, welcome to the chat today. Oh my God, that just derailed me totally, but in a good way, So their panels, where would they find the panels on their website? I had no idea that was even a thing.
I think it's a separate tab. You can get them at the shows in the booth, but I think it's a separate tab. I'm at legitkits.com.
I'll have to check that out. That is so cool. I love that. I can imagine being in a quilt show, one of the Hayden. Could you see them wearing that around?
I'll post a video of Mike wearing it on my YouTube.
That would be off the hook amazing.
Because Mike is a complete ham. So I actually made it during a show. It was slow at a show, and I have my sewing machine at shows with me because I sew in the booth. And I was looking at the panels and I was like, we could do something with that. And then he came up with the apron idea, and I sat there and made it. And man, he loved it. It was hilarious. So I'll post that video.
You need to post that video.
He's a ham.
Shit. Can I have permission to share that over on my channel too? Because I'm telling you, that would be priceless. I love that idea. So for anybody coming in late, hello, Pat Strawhouse, and welcome. And honestly, if you're coming in late, our goal today is to get Jaymi over the hump to 1,000. So please, please, please check and see if you have subscribed yet. If not, please do. We're going to do a giveaway before we get off this channel. If we've got to talk all night, we're not leaving till we hit 1,000. Because we want to give away. So anyway, let me get my mind on right now. Okay,
we got yourself, Donna.
I've got to act all official for a second. Oh my God, things that I need to cover. Okay, we've dropped your channel link. There's some questions that came in. I asked you about the frog, and you are writing the pattern for that jacket. Now, how's that pattern going to roll out?
Well,
do you have an idea of when that'll be released? Like in the summer, into the fall?
Well, so it's one of those things that I had wanted to do for a long time. This is actually it. And then, you know, life gets in the way, and then other things take priority. And so the pattern is essentially written. The only thing that's holding me up is I want to do an optional hood on it. So the pattern's been tested. I mean, it's just one of those things. So I actually really, really, really want to get it released before we're in April. I want to get it released before the Nashville So Magical Expo. So like, no, that's not right. Oklahoma. Yeah, Nashville. That's June.
That's in June, I think.
Yeah, June. I was thinking August. No, so it's in June. So I want to do it before that and just get it. I just need to sit down and finish it up is really all it's going to take. So I'm going to try and finish it before the Nashville So Magical show in June. And then I will do like a sew along with it because I think that would be a lot of fun. And I've written it so that you can either use, you can use a quilt, like you can use a regular traditional quilt, or you can even just use like quilted fabric. So like you can just take yardage of fabric, quilt it, which is another great way to practice your quilting, and then cut into that fabric and use that as your quilt.
Kind of like lay out your template on, say, not that I would ever cut this baby up because I dearly love it. But you can just lay it in on, what size quilt would you say? If they were going to do it from a quilt, because sometimes you need to rescue a quilt. It's too damaged that you can, I believe it's Chris O'Neill, Sew the Distance. She's into this. She saves quilts. I have no other words for her. And if it's too damaged, she'll find parts of it and transition it into a new life of something else.
Yeah. And
I think
really
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know I learn new things every day, but it's really going to depend on your measurements. Like the legit kids quilts are same. I think a queen would really easily do it. And that's also something that I'll double check and put that, because right now I do have it like just for yardage. And then essentially I have it so that you can measure yourself and then know the measurements that you need to cut. But I don't really say, start with this size quilt. I really just say, this is what you need. But I will double check like what size quilt.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat because we all have made quilts and we've not really sandwiched them yet. You know, they're still the flimsies. I've got
you have a stack of quilt tops too.
I have two. I went and visited my friend Tucker and he goes, bring down whatever you need to get quilted. And I honestly took 7.
Okay, then I don't feel as bad anymore.
No, I took 7, left 1, and he'll bring it to our retreat that we're doing.
Nice.
Because it was his pattern and I wanted him to showcase the versatility of what he could create. You know what I'm saying? So we made sure that was the last one. But I just, she's like a kangaroo. Yes, she is. How does Jaymi come up? Okay, we've got a question. How did you come up with your channel name?
It was purely just an accident one day. I had a sewing business for years and I had a name for that. And I was joining Instagram several years ago to join the quilting community. And I needed a username. I wasn't at the time really predicting using it as a business name. I really just needed a username to join Instagram and get inspiration. And so I picked a name. I said, I don't know, kangaroo. And then I like alliteration. So I just chose cranky, and maybe it means something, but that was the first word that came to me. But there's really not a rhyme or reason to it. I just like alliteration, and that's what came to mind. And I never really intended it to be a business name. And then it evolved. One of my videos went viral probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it just kind of happened and I stuck with it. So, I mean, I like the name, I like the alliteration, but I get a lot of times, I'm in Indiana, like, and a lot of times
they're like, okay, kangaroos. Are you Australian?
They're like, so you're in Australia? Yeah, I didn't think that one through. but
it's okay. You travel a lot.
There you go. I mean, I like the name, I like the animals. It just happened.
I love that. Patch Straw House, cheater quilt fabric would work.
Yes. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Really well.
So how did you, for those that don't know, how did you get into quilting? Has that always been your forte? Or
No.
what did you do in life before this?
So well, actually, I started in the very, very beginning. I sewed when I was young. I made my own clothes through high school, and then that evolved into making custom wedding gowns. I did custom wedding gowns as a business in the very beginning and loved the dresses. I loved that process. But then when we got pregnant with my son, we wanted something a little less customer facing, a little more privacy. So I found production sewing, which is essentially just making one item 1,000 times over. So I started out making purses for a local company. They had the billboards from around town, and they took the billboards and we turned them into purses and bags, and I made many of them. I just learned the fastest way to make it without sacrificing quality. So something about that clicked. I loved the process and I loved the efficiency. I actually liked the repetitive motion. You know, I would just have my phone on the throat of my machine and watch videos and listen to music and podcasts. And I loved the comfort of it, that I know what I'm doing. I don't have to think about it. And then that kind of evolved into a couple other clients. So I took on more production clients, and one of my clients got into Walmart. So I made all of the items that went to Walmart for them. And so I really was looking for something as a creative outlet. And so I found quilting. And originally I just made like simple little baby quilts. I just like to sew. I would sew during the day, and then I'd go back and do some more sewing after dinner. I just like the motion of sewing. But quilting was a nice little creative outlet. It was different. It, broke up it got me away from the production sewing in the evening, because I would go do production sewing in the evening. I just wanted to sew. But so it was just something different. And then eventually I found foundation paper piecing. And for me, that was the efficiency I had in production sewing. I don't have to pre-cut. I don't have to worry about my seam allowance. I can just sew. And so for me, foundation paper piecing it just clicked. I loved it immediately. And so not long after I started doing the technique, I started designing the patterns for it, because I loved it so much. I wanted to do it all, and I loved it all. And so that's really where it started, is it was just a creative outlet, but that the foundation paper piecing really got me all in. So that's where it started, and that's what happened. So
That's how I am. I can remember my first FPP was Clifford the dog. And I kid you not, he looked special needs all the way, and I'm not making fun of it. But Beth Goody Goods, she goes, "Will you test this pattern for me?" I said, "Sure, I'll try anything once." I had no idea it was FPP. So she
Beth,
emailed it to me, and I love her. So after I got all my pieces made, and I was like, "It doesn't look like a dog. Looks like it's been ran over by a car and backed over." And she goes, "Send me a picture," and I did. So she showed me what I did for.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
She's so sweet. I love her.
I love her too. But she's the one that got me my start into FPP. Once it clicked, I was like, I like this so much better.
Yeah. And I think that's what it takes a lot of times, is people either hear about it but don't understand what it is, or maybe learn it in a way that's just overcomplicated, and then it turns them off from it. I don't think it needs to be complicated. You don't need special tools. You don't need an add-a-quarter. I rarely even use my rotary cutter with it. I just chop it off with scissors and move on. So that's why I love it, is because of that efficiency part of it.
Absolute. Let me see. Pat Strawhouse. I'd like to make a denim jacket with Jaymi's pattern and add stitch details with my baby lock. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Jonesing for this pattern,
Let's just say it now. I'm gonna have the pattern release. Let's see. I think Oklahoma is mid-May, and then Nashville is I think it's late June. But I'm gonna have the pattern release before So Magical in Nashville. So I'm gonna have let's just say mid-June. Let's say June 15th. The pattern will be released on June 15th. I just
I'm
gave
gonna
myself a
hold you.
deadline. So,
June
but I work better under
15th.
deadlines. So
Do
that works
what?
out well.
I'm gonna write this down.
I'm gonna write it down too. There.
So every couple days, I'm going to be saying, "Okay, the countdown has begun."
I mean, it's mostly written.
It's
so
doable. It's doable.
it's just a couple little extra. It's the optional items that I want to add on to make it, not just a regular old quilt coat. Optional hoods and pockets in a couple different styles is really the only thing that's left. So it's very doable. Now I have a deadline, so that's it. That's all I need.
So when you release that, let me know, and we will shoot it out over here as well and let everybody know, hey, guess what?
Awesome.
And then we're going to come watch your video of you doing it so that we all don't jack it up. A win-win. I like that. Let me see. So you also write your own patterns.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How many have you written so far? What kinds of patterns do you lean towards?
I'm right at 50-ish right now. I started like with the hummingbird series. Anymore, I'm doing the pet quilts. So the Bernese Mountain Dog, which you tested the Claudia, which isn't out yet, but the Bernese Mountain Dog, this is my mom's Cornish Rex cat. So this is what I'm doing. Recently, I fell into like custom patterns. So the pet patterns seem to be a big hit. So, but really anything that I feel like I want to do that I like it, I'm going to do it. I'll just jump in and do it. And then, have you had any experience with like with AI, like Diffusion Bee or Chat GPT at all? Oh,
my husband's sitting here going, yeah, I have.
Yeah. So, well, he'll like this. So my husband got me started on it because essentially like Chat GPT is an artificial intelligence. It's a bot, and you can tell it like, like for instance, you can tell it, write a description for a quilt pattern featuring a Bernese Mountain Dog to put in my shop. And so I can tell it, and it'll spit out a listing description. So I don't have to say like, this pattern features and it measures and it's great for beginners. And, I don't have to come up with that. I just say, write it for me, and it'll spit it out, and I might have to edit it. Or like we used it to write the listing for my dad's house when we sold it. We just said, describe a mid-century home and give it a couple details, and it'll spit it out, and this glorious backyard features. I mean, it does all that work for you. It's amazing.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Love it so much. Well, so then my husband also showed me, essentially so that's the writing version. It'll do articles or paragraph. Oh, another good way to use it is like if you need to write a resignation letter.
Oh, that's like a good way to say, hey,
say,
bye, boss.
Yeah, like, can you write a resignation letter after being at the job for 10, you give it a couple details and it'll just spit it out. And so it's really nice for things like that, where you maybe don't have time to, or just don't want to, or don't know the best way to put it. Like if you're resigning, or maybe you're resigning amicably and you want to make sure the resignation letter states that, like, I really enjoyed my time here, or what have you. You can tell it, you can lead it and say, make sure it's an amicable resignation, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I got one for you. We, at the last quilt show, we stayed at an Airbnb. None of us slept. None of us. There were gunshots outside.
Oh, baby
neighbors,
girl.
It was crazy. And so I went to Chat GPT and I said, write a listing for an Airbnb, write a review. So I had the Chat GPT write the review because the house itself was precious. But I felt like anybody else staying at that house needs to be aware of what's going on. Like, it's not the homeowner's fault, but it needs to be said. And so I told Chat GPT, I said, write a review for an Airbnb where there were gunfire outside, otherwise in a lovely, lovely house. I mean, it wrote it, and it wrote it in a way that was still professional, still, clear, but you know, and made sure to say this is to no fault of the homeowner, but we wanted to make anybody staying here aware. So, you know, instead of me sitting down and doing all that work and making sure it was right and editing and grammar, and I just told it to write me a review and it did it. So then my husband, it's really fun. So then my husband showed me the photo version, essentially. So that's the written version. Then there's also like the art version. So like you can tell it, I mean, people are using it in so many different ways, but produce a picture of a Chinese crested dog sitting on a barrel. I mean, you can tell it anything and it'll pull those two things, and then you have a Chinese crested dog sitting on a barrel. Or you can say, you know, a sailboat at midnight, or like if you just want some, like maybe you just need some stock, something for the back of your website. Like I just need a banner for my website. Okay, so produce like a watercolor field abstract. You know, you can tell it its words and it'll produce the watercolor field and abstract. You know, you can really tell it what you need, and it's just going to pull from all sources and pull it together. Yeah, and you can tell it like to do it in a style. So watercolor abstract field in the style of Monet, you know, or, you know, really you might have to tweak it a little bit. Sometimes it spits things out and you're like, were you listening to me? I don't think you were, but you do have to play around with it. So I realized I can use it for quilts. So I'll say to it, produce a quilt featuring frogs with 3 different flowers, and it'll produce a picture, and it's not anything that's ever been done. This is a picture that the AI has compiled itself. So you're not asking it to find a picture of, you're telling it to compile its own version of. And so sure enough, it'll spit out like, and again, you have to tweak with it. You have to play with it. You have to lean it like, no, that's not that. Let's try a different.
Not there.
Yeah. And so that's something else that I want to start really going down that path is, you know, describe something to it's diffusion bee is the visual one. Describe something to it and then let it pull up a picture of a compilation of a quilt that it came up with, and then go to EQ8 and design that quilt. And so kind of do that whole process in a video is really what I want to do. Like that's on my list because I think it would be so fun. And so like, you know, you can also tweak it like per technique, like, you know, you can say like realistic, you can say, you know, linear, you can really give it instruction to let it change, you know, to fit what you really
want to do with it. That?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be fun to play with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I've got a couple latecomers. Hello, Sewing Sensations by Shady Susan. She's got a bad storm in Delaware.
Ooh.
And she may lose power. So thanks for stopping in. There was someone else, and I can't remember who. It was too far back up in the chat, but she lives close to you. I think she said Indiana.
Hi, neighbor.
That's what she said. She was telling me hi. Let me see. May not be able to stay. Christy, everybody's talking about the storm. I'm not missing any questions. Quilt Shop did a demo of AI generation art for quilting and cross stitch. That's fabulous. I wish I could wrap my brain around more technical stuff than all of this technology. Me too. That's why I have Joe. Susan, you're probably getting what came through here in Detroit. And that's it. So I'm going to say a couple more times throughout the rest of the evening while we're talking. If you have not subscribed to Cranky Kangaroo, please do. We're going to watch her numbers, and our goal is to get her over to 1,000. So check and see. You need 51 more. So the goal is, everybody, please go out real quick. It's okay. We're still going to be here when you come back. Share it on your Facebook. Share it on your YouTubes. Shout it from your rooftops. We want to do a giveaway tonight on both sides of the house. And it's really important that we try to get her out there. So you ask, and that's one of my questions. So we're going to go ahead and hit that up now too. How did you ever come across Legit Kits? What got you started with them?
So I had been, dabbling in quilting and using it just for fun for a couple years. I like early on, I had made some baby quilts, but they don't count because we all made baby quilts early on that do not count. But once I really got into quilting and liking it, I was on Instagram and saw his tester call for Little Coffee, and I felt instantly in love. And so I applied to be a tester. And I might have even messaged him and like begged him, like, I just applied, please.
I want in.
And it was still back, anymore. He gets hundreds of applications for testers. It was still,
oh wow,
when I had a really good shot at it. And so I did Little Coffee and just loved it. And then really, I immediately applied to do the next one. I think it was Mow the Cat. And because I was hooked. So I immediately applied to do the next one. And this was during pandemic. And so I did Mow. And then at that point, I got to know Mike a little bit more. We were chatting, I was begging. And he's a good guy. He's a husband and a father, and he's an anesthesiologist during the day. Like that's his day job. And he's doing Legit Kits, as his side project, but he pours everything he has into everything he has. So, I mean, his kids get all his attention, and somehow Legit Kits does too. But, so I just really got to liking him as a person, as a business. And so at some point it clicked that I'm a production seamstress, and it seems to me like you need some sample quilts. So I talked to him about, making the quilts for him. And so really I just put my production sewing skills to use. And so I make 2 quilts at the exact same time. So whenever I'm doing a legit kit, a legit quilt, I just keep the 2 patterns together, fold the fabric in half and cut 2 at the exact same time. And then throughout the whole process, the 2 duplicate pattern pieces stay together. Everything stays together throughout the whole process until I'm ready to start assembling the quilt. And then I'm assembling 2 quilts at the same time. So it really was kind of a natural progression from production sewing into sample making, essentially. But really it was Legit Kits and their style. And then, really through the process, like every decision Mike made, or anytime I'd ask him a question and I'd think, like he could easily say no. Like I would ask him, like, is it okay if I mean, but anything I'd ask him and I'd be like, oh, I mean, he's probably going to say no. He won't.
Why do I want to ask? It's his business, kind of.
Yeah. He could easily say, no, I'm not okay with that. Or no, I'd rather you didn't. But he's like, yeah, let's do it. Like he's so gracious and so generous. And so every step of the way, I'm so impressed with his decision-making and the way he's leading this business. So it started out because I love the designs and I still love the designs, but the business itself, he has really taken it places that I'm just so impressed that he's done with. My cat once in the house, Jasper.
I love it that he is so transparent.
Yes. Yeah.
That there's nothing you can't ask him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'll give you you might not want to hear the answer. And that's what I like, but he doesn't sugarcoat it. You can tell he's doing it with love.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, let me think about it now.
Mm-hmm.
Or, hey, that's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's totally honest. And that's absolutely another thing too. Like you ask him something and he'll tell you the full story. He's not hiding anything there. So
I like it that he's an open book. When I interviewed him, that's what we had talked about. There's no hidden secret. You know what I'm saying? This is the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's family, wife, kids, business, work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
24 hours in a day and 20 of it he's awake, guaranteed. I don't know when
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So and I love quilting. So for me to be able to do quilting now as one of my production clients, like to me, that's as good as it gets. So
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So let me see. I've been here from the beginning, just couldn't type fixing dinner. That's okay, Susan. I'm
Ooh,
trying to answer some questions. What's for dinner? The Jag 1357, beautiful quilts in the background. Thank you. Quilting Compound, she has just subscribed to your channel. You are so talented. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jaymi, what state are you in?
Indiana.
Indiana. And I'm trying to catch. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Jay's typing and we're still pushing and we're gonna keep pushing. So let me see. How did you go from tester to ambassador per se?
So on
Because for those that don't know, there is quite a difference. Just because you're a tester, that doesn't mean that you're throwing that title of ambassador. That's a big deal within legit kits. It's not like the other, I'm calling them mom and pop businesses per se, but they throw that title out. You're working with us. We'll give you a coupon. You're one of our ambassadors. It's not that way with legit. You're a pattern tester. That's what I am. And multiple friends of mine we are testers. You have the gracious title of ambassador, which that comes with high praise. I can remember seeing your video when you got that. And I was just, I was sitting here crying for you. I think I was as happy as you were.
Thank you. Actually, that was something else I begged Mike for. I think I was the first ambassador because I was so involved with the company. And so we would, we were support, somebody would say, how do you do this? Or when does this ship? Or where does this, go? Or how does this work? And so, essentially the group of people that were there for support were always there. And so I said, Mike, I think we need to name this. Like, I think we deserve a title. And so we just well, see, that's another thing about Mike. I said, hey, Mike, I think we need a title. And he says, I think you're right. So, okay. So really it was just kind of organic and happened. But it's really it's really about the support. It's about, being there for anybody that does have questions about legit kits, about,
right. And you have the company's best interest at heart.
Yeah, exactly. It's about that presence. And obviously, to making several of the quilts so that you have the knowledge and the experience under your belt too. So at this point, I don't think there's an official path to ambassador, but we are working on an official certified teacher, certified instructor program. So that is going to be the official path to, so that we can get more people knowing about legit kits and learning in a way that's not frustrating, because I think that's key when it comes to foundation paper piecing. So that's actually something we're going to work on in May, because we're doing a retreat in Oklahoma City. So we're going to do a get together and really pound that out and get the details of that going. Yeah. I know a lot of people are interested in doing that.
Yeah, we've talked back and forth about that, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I do. When is it? When on the list? I would love it. Yeah, let's do this because I'm all FPP.
Yeah.
So I'm jonesing. So let me do this. You have your Lazy Hill pattern? Do you have that?
Yeah, Hazy Hills. Yeah.
Yep. Let me see that one.
Okay. So this is, I'm going to let my cat in real quick while I'm grabbing this. Count to 5.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Go in.
I just love her.
Okay. He was getting pretty insistent there towards the end. Okay. So this is Hazy Hills.
Yeah. Hold on. He's going to spotlight you. Is that not beautiful?
So, and like I said, I make 2. So I have two Hazy Hills. This one is quilted. The other one's not yet, but this is our class exclusive kit. So you can only get this kit when you sign up for a class of Hazy Hills.
Now, is this Mike's or is this your class?
This is legit kits. This is something that we specifically asked. Again, Mike, please, can we have a specifically designed quilt that would be easier to teach, that they can complete, you know, within a class if it's the right time frame. And he said, yeah, let's get on that. So he designed Hazy Hills for us ambassadors because we wanted something that we really could focus on in a class and finish in a class, but use it to really teach the technique. So yeah, this is legit kits, but it's exclusive to classes only. You can't get this on the website. Now it will.
Is just beautiful. Eventually it'll segue, I'm sure.
Yeah, when this show season is done, so pretty much around Black Friday, he will release it around Black Friday for sale. And then it's a triptych. There's 3 of them. So this is Hazy Hills West, and there will be a middle and an east as well. So once this one retires at the end of this show season, then the middle one will be released next year for the show season, and that one will be exclusive, and this one will be available at that time.
That makes perfect sense. And that is so stinking pretty. I love it.
And it's cute.
Yep. Love.
Amazing.
We need 41 more. 41 more, guys.
Wow.
41. We are like teetering, babes.
That's so exciting.
I know. I'm like, come on. We can do this. I know we can.
I love it.
So everybody, take her link, call your kids, call your grandkids. We want to hit this 1,000. So we need 41 more. So please put it on your Facebook, put it on your YouTube channel, put it everywhere. We're going to be live for a little bit yet because we've got quite a bit to discuss yet. And we want to make sure that we're hitting a lot of key topics here soon. So as we get to that, it's really important that we get her up there. Starting with Luane, Donna, yes, I have seen that. Thank you. Love it. Love Hazy Hills. Awesome. Hi from our treasured home. I tell you what, if you guys can go out there, somebody call Mona did what? Tell her to put it out there too. I'm telling you, she'll go live and say, hey, get over to Donna's. We want everybody over to Jaymi's. So I tell you what, we'll get you there. It's just a matter of, are we tonight? So let me see. Hazy Hills, we're talking about classes. Now, what kind of classes? Is this ones that you're doing for Mike, or is this ones that you're going to be demonstrating?
It's a little bit both. So essentially, if you want to know, essentially.
Yeah, I want to know.
So when you apply to be an instructor at a show, you really just tell them what you want to teach. You say, I can do this and this and this, and here's how it works, and here's how long I need. And then you send it to them, and then you may or may not hear anything back ever. And so for me, because I have like the custom wedding gown background, and I have the apparel making and the production sewing and this and that. So I do have some classes that are not legit kits. So I have an advanced sewing class that I'll be doing in the fall. I have a crochet amigurumi class, a little crochet creatures class that I'll be doing in Nashville. What do you have?
I'm trying to shut this fan off. I'm getting cold. So I was trying to do it nonchalant.
Sorry, I called you out.
There you go. See how you roll?
So yeah, and so then, oh, there you go. So, but then I do a lot of legit kits classes because those are very popular. So we just did one in Akron that sold out, and the next class is So Magical in Nashville in June. And Hazy Hills is there, but it is sold out. It's sold out within like 24 hours.
Oh, so, no doubt.
Yeah, they go fast. And then we actually have a really cool thing there. That what happened is at one of the shows where Deb Atchison was teaching, the kits did not get shipped in time. And so she was supposed to be teaching a specific kit, and it did not work out. And so in a panic, they handed her a sail away kit and said, can you divvy this up and let them work on that? And Sail Away is like one of the easiest kits out there. So it was a good one to kind of divvy out without having too many difficult blocks. And so they divvied it out. And then at the end of the class, they chose one person to keep the whole quilt.
Oh, how sweet is that?
Yeah. So we've turned that into a class in of itself. I call it the Modern Quilting Bee. So sure enough, we use Sail Away and we break it, so if there's 30 students, they'll each get 3 blocks to work on. 2 blocks to work on. If there's 20 students, they'll get 3, depending on the class size and how many they can work on. And then depending on the time we have, whoever finishes or whoever feels comfortable can pull another block until we have all the blocks finished. And then at the end of the class, someone gets to take all of those blocks home. And then we actually, I told a quilt shop about it that I'll be teaching at in Cleveland, and they mentioned doing it as a charity quilt. So yeah, so we'll all work on one quilt, sometimes 2 if we have time to complete 2 quilts. And then, so each student gets to work on 2 or 3 blocks from a charity quilt, and then, and then somebody can quilt it and give it to the charity. So it's just a really neat group activity, but you still can learn the foundation paper piecing technique while you're doing it. So that one is at So Magical Nashville, and that one is not sold out, but it's getting there. And then the Crochet Amigurumi in Nashville I think there's like 10 seats left. So I just do a mix because I can, because you also kind of have to put it out there and see what sticks. I mean, sometimes, you'll submit a class and they're like, that would never sell here. And then you'll submit it somewhere else and like, that's the best thing ever. Okay, well, you just never know. You just have to.
It all depends on the region you're in and what's going to work.
Yeah. So I'm doing 3 classes at So Magical Nashville. And then before that, next month, we have it's a legit kits retreat in Oklahoma City. So we'll be at Wagon Wheel Retreat Center, and the overnight spots have sold out. So you stay at the retreat center. And then we do the classes during the day, of course. The overnight spots sold out, but they still do have like day spots. So if you're local, or if you can stay at a hotel or at a friend's house or something, you can come during the day for the retreat. So that one is still available. And that one's a choose your own kit. So whatever kit you're working on, if maybe you bought a kit and you're kind of hesitating to break into it and start cutting your fabric, that's a great place for you, because I'm going to be there to support, to help, to show, to just really get you started and past the fear of it. And then let's see. July, I'm going to Hawaii for a retreat.
Are you kidding? Fabulous.
I set a goal at the beginning of the year to do a certain number of classes, and I set a stupid number. Like, I would like to do, I think, 8 classes, never really imagining that it would happen. And I'm actually booked through the end of the year at this point. It's ridiculous that this is my life. So I'm incredibly, incredibly fortunate, and just really, it's amazing to me. But so yeah, we're doing a retreat in Hawaii. It's quilting on the beach, and it's through the Quilt Passions quilt shop. So
how cool is that?
Yeah. So that's another retreat. We're doing Sail Away there. We're doing Frog. And then we're still working on a couple other options. So I think we'll have lots of different options there. And then the exact dates are still, we're working within 2 weeks, and she's still deciding which week within the 2 weeks we're going to do. So I have a tab on my website on crankykangaroo.com with events on it. So they can watch that and see when that opens up. And that's June and July. In August, I'm doing Pittsburgh. It's
that's the one I'm going to road trip and say, hey.
That'll be awesome. Yeah. So that's the Pittsburgh Festival, and I'm doing 5 classes there. And see, again, you throw these classes out and you think, I hope they pick one. You just never know. So I'm doing an advanced sewing class there. So like zippers and curves, and really trying to take the mystery out of them. I'm doing the crochet amigurumi because that seems to be popular. And then I'm doing 2 crochet classes. So I have a crochet problem solving session. So like if you've skipped a stitch and don't know where you went wrong, we're going to figure it out. And then I have a knitting class, which is like we're going to make it's essentially intarsia cables. So a cable that's a different color from the background instead of it all being the same color. So we'll do a scarf in that class. And then I have, oh, it's the polar bear. I have the polar bear quilt kit from Legit Kits at Pittsburgh. That's the Legit Kits class we're doing there. So before, because I had to submit for those classes long before we even thought of Hazy Hills. So at the time, the polar bear quilt is the mama and the baby, and then there's a mini quilt that's just the baby. And so I thought it would be good to
the
have
baby's Ursula. So you're gonna have both of them there.
Yeah, so they can choose, do you want to make the big one or do you just want to do the little one and get started? But either way, I'll walk them through it. We'll talk about organizing. You know, and a lot of times it's a lot of people who haven't even done foundation paper piecing. So we go through all of that technique and really get them started on that. And then there's a couple other towards the end of the year that are on the books, but not on the true official calendar, but like Cleveland, there's a quilt shop in Cleveland that I'll be going to in September. September is also Florida. So it's the So Magical in Florida in Kissimmee. And I'm doing
gonna be a blast.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I'm doing the Modern Quilting Bee as a make and take, but it's not a make and take, it's a make and donate at the booth. So it's the sail away. It's a sail away that will have, you know, people come up and get started and make a block, and then they can say, I made this block and this charity quilt. And then for actual classes, I'm doing crochet amigurumi and then Hazy Hills. So Hazy Hills will be in Florida, and that one is not actually open for registration yet. So I expect it to sell out quickly. But so those are all going to be posted on my website. And then I also post like on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So I try and let people know because they sell out quickly and then they
absolutely.
Yeah. So and then Montana. Yeah, I'm going to Havre, Montana for a quilt shop there. That's in October. And then November, I'm going to Nick Coleman's studio, Dragonfly Creative. And I hear it's an amazing studio. So we're going to do a retreat there. And actually, we came up with the idea that's going to be like a choose your own kit retreat again, like Oklahoma City is. But in this case, we're going to do the sail away Modern Quilting Bee at the very beginning of the retreat so that they can get comfortable with the technique before they have to cut into their own fabric, like before they have to make that leap.
Fabulous.
We'll make the charity quilt in the very beginning. And then by the time we're done with the quilt, they've really got their confidence and can run with their own kit and not feel like they're afraid they're going to mess something up. So it's just mind-boggling to me and humbling, but I mean, it's just
because oh God, if you look at like 2 years ago where you were to where you are today, it's just like
exactly, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
But it's so much fun, and I love teaching, and I love you can hear when it clicks for someone, you know, because usually it means their sewing machine is going. I love it. I love seeing when like a new foundation paper piecer gets it. And
it's
then
kind of like your eyes light up and it's like, wow, this works. I was there. I know.
It's amazing to see.
Teresa Lynch says, what is the name of the AI program?
So I use ChatGPT for written things. So like if you wanted to write a review for an Airbnb for you, the one that I use for the visual is Diffusion BEE. And that's what I use. There's a ton of them out there. So, you know, you can find any number of them that, and I would say play around with them. And if it's, you know, if one of them's not working for you, find another one. Because they're all pretty new technology. They're all really still under development. I mean, even like ChatGPT, it's still the beta version, I believe. So you're really helping to develop the thing by asking it to do things. It's still learning.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So, I mean, but the technology is amazing, and it's a lot of fun to play with, but those are the two I use. If you ask my husband, he could name like all of them.
That's how mine is. He can go down the checklist. I know nothing. I'd rather tell you. Give me my thread and my machine and I'm good. So yarn arm, you would make, wait a minute. You would really make learning FPP fun at your classes with your energy. I tell you what, she always has energy. And if you haven't checked her out, she's also got Instagram. And I'm telling you right now, she's off the hook. Some of the stuff you guys come up with, like the mailbox, and you open it and you're looking back out. I'm just dying. I don't know how you come. See, I don't
I
think
know my
outside of the
neighbors would look
box.
at me. What's that?
I don't think outside of the box like he is. Like when I laid my quilt out in the yard, I was going to act like I was jumping into the hole. And he looked at me like I was like strange. So I was like, no, I better
Don't
not.
listen.
So,
Don't let him do that to you, because that's exactly one of my videos is jumping into the hole. I mean, it's a vortex.
I
What do you
saw
expect?
it last night and I was like,
Don't
look,
you listen to him.
Jaymi did it.
No, don't listen to him anymore. No more of that. No, you do you.
No, she threw hers off the balcony.
Who? No, she jumped into the hole that I was going to.
From the balcony?
Yeah.
No, not from the balcony, from the yard.
Oh.
I know I threw mine off the balcony.
That's
That's what I was telling you. I have a story of how I got photos of Vortex, because yesterday my dad and I were supposed to be meeting my mom at her doctor's appointment downtown. And my mom is in a nursing home and she's wheelchair bound. So the nursing home arranges transportation, which is a blessing. And we can meet her there and not have to worry about trying to get her there ourselves. Well, yesterday morning, we got up at the crack of dawn to go to the hospital to meet mom. And we're at the hospital and mom is not. And so we called her. We're like, where are you? And she said, I'm in my room. And we said, why? Because we're here. And she said, they don't have transportation. The nursing home screwed up the transportation schedule. And so dad and I are downtown and I had the quilt on me. I had just grabbed it in case we had a second to take a picture downtown. And I said, all right, let's do a photo shoot, because we're not doing a doctor's appointment apparently. So we took photos in the hospital of Vortex and we just kind of went around and took pictures and had a lot of fun with it. But I mean, it was a good opportunity, especially because the doctor's appointment wasn't happening. But yeah, so I threw it, I dropped it off the balcony and did a slow motion footage of it. And I know people, well, several people commented how cool it was, and that's a neat quilt. And I know we got a lot of looks otherwise, but
who cares? You'll never see these people again. And it's okay. I love it. Let me see. Just posted and added your link for everybody to come over and subscribe from her channel. Thank you so much. Jaymi, do you cross stitch and or needle point too?
Not regularly, not well. I crochet and knit and then I tat. So like the tatting lace making, I found that years ago and fell in love with that. And I like how small and portable it is. So I do that, but I do some like Hazy Hills. I plan on actually embroidering like some sheep, in a valley in a little cabin with some smoke and then some like Bob Ross trees coming in from the sides and the foreground. So I dabble. I don't, not real regularly. I don't, but because I don't need one more hobby, but I do like it.
Oh, absolute. I buy them and gift them. I don't do it. Didn't know y'all were live. Sorry, I just came late. Susie, if you have not subscribed yet, please do. To Cranky Kangaroo, we're really close to getting her to that 1,000 mark, and I humbly appreciate. Marie John's Vortex looks so 3D. Susie Gabbert, wow, look at that unicorn quilt. Now, is that one of yours or is that a legit?
This is actually and_I. It's Helen Creasy, and she's on Instagram and I'm sure Facebook and other places. But this was a sew along I hosted for her after she released the pattern. So I actually have the horse version. So here, I can go over there even.
Okay, take us for a journey.
Let's go on a field trip.
Okay, I want to see it all. We're going to pin you.
This is her pattern, the and so I, you can do it as a horse or a unicorn. And actually, I'm going to, yeah, isn't that fun? There we go. And it's hiding halfway behind my frame.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but she's back there on the design. Or you could do the horse, and it comes in 2 different sizes. So this was the first one I did, and then this was the second one I did as the sew along. So it's AND_SEW_I.
Oh, wow.
And it's
I
fun.
really like that.
Yeah. Y'all want to see my Vortex so far?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
I'm
all
gonna
want to see. So for those that don't know, Legit Kit yesterday opened up for the Vortex. So I'm going to let Jaymi do all the talking for this.
So
That's her Vortex.
is the one that's behind you, Donna. And that is Legit Kit's first ever block of the month. Mike got a crazy idea in his brain and ran with it. And this is the easiest pattern that Legit Kits has ever released. There's only like 380 pieces. So like compared to, I think the Eagle is 1600.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the easiest one they've released. It's 72 colors, and it's a block in the month. So we work on 4 blocks each month for the first 8 months, I think. And then the 9, 10, 11, 12 months have 8 blocks apiece. But you just get everything you need in the mail, your fabric, your pattern, and everything. And then we're going to do a sew along with it as well. So I'll be posting, everyone, you'll be posting, won't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. So there's several of us that'll be posting sew alongs each month. So it'll be real nice to have the support and be able to do it with everyone. So this is my Vortex so far.
I love the way that you're doing. It looks like the feathers up through and making it look like the wave.
Yeah. And let me tell you,
really like that.
This is rough, but I just wanted to do it. So I'm learning as I go, and they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I think, once it's done and you see the big picture, hopefully we'll be able to ignore the flaws. Yeah. But
if they've got time to pick our quilts apart, that's okay too.
Right. So I've picked out 13 different colors to use on it. And I think
saw that last night, and I was like,
yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm 5 or 6 in. I'm actually doing okay. I'm making really good progress. So I use the diagram included in the kit and use that to map out my quilting and then number my threads and such. So I mean, I've actually made really good progress. I'm here, and then I just have, probably 8 colors to go. But
right. Are you doing what they call free floating?
Oh, well, I usually float my top, but in this case, I had it mounted like horizontally, the longest this way.
Right.
But once I got this edge done, I realized most of the other stripes run this way. So I actually took it off the frame completely and pivoted it. So it's not free floating anymore because I had basted it while it was on there originally.
Right.
So that I could move it around. So it's basted on now.
Right. That I love how you did that. I really do. So let me slip back.
It's just good practice too. Yeah. Like, sorry, Mike, but your quilt is a practice piece for me. So.
And it's okay because he'll say, you know what? I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he knows you put your heart into it, changing all the colors and everything. I'm being honest. I went with a real pale gray.
But see, that's what I'm always telling people. You really can't tell. Like, thread color does not make as much difference as you think it's going to. Like, just pick a color and run with it. Just do it. Just do the quilting. I
auditioned probably, I'm going to say 12 or 13 colors because I wanted mine to be really versatile. And I'm telling you what, you can't even see the thread. It looks like I used invisible thread.
Exactly. Yeah. And we spend so much time panicked over how am I going to quilt this and what color thread am I going to use? And it just does not have as much of an impact as you would think a lot of times. Like, so unless you're really doing, white on black or black on white, just do it, because it's going to blend and meld, and then you're going to step back and see the whole picture, and it's just not going to make the impact you think it will. The wrong decision is not going to be the wrong decision, because there is no wrong decision. So sometimes we just jump and do it. Yeah.
Is the unicorn a legit kit? Susie said, no, it is not. She did that for.
It's and-sew-I, AND_SEW_I. It's Helen Creasy's company, and I think it's just andsewi.com, ANDSEWI.com. And it's you can do it in 2 different sizes. You can do the unicorn or the horse version. Yeah, it's an amazing pattern. I love it.
June Hansen just come in. Hello, sweetheart. And I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. We got the chatting, and you know how I roll. The gift of gab. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I'll say it again. Please slip out, share the channel, and subscribe. You need 34 now. Progress. Wow. I call that progress.
I love it. And also too, I think is 1,000 the threshold where I can go live, because I can't go live right now, but I'd like to. So yeah,
1,000.
If I can get to 1,000, I can do live on YouTube. Right now I'm just doing it on Instagram. You want to see my crazy plan for the second Vortex?
Yeah. I love it.
I'm gonna turn it into a dress to wear it shows.
I tell you what, that's not crazy at all.
With a train and everything. I'm gonna wear my quilt.
You got to tell me where you're gonna be, because I'd fly in for that one.
Oh, well, I'm hoping to get it done before Oklahoma so that Mike can see it. So that'll be, and then that's like the registration for the block of the month closes on the 21st, and Oklahoma is like the 17th, 17, 18, 19. So I'm hoping to have it done like in Oklahoma right before registration closes. So that's the goal.
I was thinking cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to give me the inside dates for when this
I will. Because I've wanted to do a dress for a long time, but there's a difference between making a 1,700 piece quilt and cutting it into a dress.
Yeah, I would struggle with that.
Yeah, I even I did, which is why I haven't done it yet. But so with the 300 piece quilt, I felt like this is the one that becomes a dress. And then I have like, I'm going to do like a tulle giant train, like a rainbow tulle sparkly train. I mean, if you're going to do it.
You got to go all the way. Heather, the debt free quilter, says 1K, you can go live from devices other than the computer. She thinks, but you can go live straight from your computer now.
Okay.
So you're not at anything but trying.
Yeah. Well, but see, like, I don't know that the computer would help me because it's in a completely different room. So
yeah, you want to be in your space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But that's good to know just in case. But
so
you know what? I could do the diffusion bee live where I do the AI into quilt design. I could probably do that because that would be at my computer. So I'll have to look into that.
That would just check it out and see. And then yes. Marie John says, so why do you call yourself the cranky kangaroo when you're so probably full of energy and happy?
You know what? I should run with that. I should be like, because
I would. I double dog dare you.
Like a kangaroo. I like it. And I can.
I do. Yep. You never know where she's going to bounce. Bam.
There you go. I love it. I'm running with it.
Absolutely. I love it. Marie, God love you. We just got her mic drop.
Yeah.
So you've given us some of your retreats and locations. Now that's for Mike, but for you, you're getting into your own level of retreats as well. Am I correct?
Well, yeah. Well, you sent me one in Pennsylvania, and I called and got some really good research down. So I think we're going to do one next year. It'll depend on show schedules. But I think we're going to do it. It'll be a lot of fun. And I think they hold like 16 people. So it's a good size.
I will do a video walkthrough when I get there in June.
Yeah. Now, what are you doing in June?
I have a lot of creators that are going to come, and we're just going to Like, have
Create.
fun.
That's awesome.
Yep, I got one more space if you're available.
June what?
We'll talk offline when we're
Yeah, let
done.
me know.
I'll give you the date.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. No, and it's the
And
nut
then you
house.
get to dip your toe in the water, per
Yeah.
se, like we always do.
Yeah.
You'll get a tour of the rooms, check it out, know before you buy in. And
Yeah.
you'll get to meet the owner while you're there, face to face.
Nice. No, it seems like a really fun space. So
Yeah, we're gonna go to Lancaster one day. I'm gonna type up the agenda for the 5. Let me see. We're rolling in on Tuesday, Lancaster on Wednesday. We're gonna sew Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and out on Sunday.
wow, nice.
Yeah.
That
So it's
sounds
just gonna be a blast. Cookout, grill outside, fire pit. It's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, that sounds fun. No, I think we'll definitely be doing retreats and things. Like I submitted to Road to California for next year, because what happens is like where Legit Kits is vending, the sewing or the teaching application is due so much earlier than the vending application. So a lot of times they're vending and we just didn't have a chance to get a teaching application in.
Got ya.
Yeah, but I have applied like AQS. I've applied AQS, and they were, by the time I applied this year, they were sold out for 2023. So hopefully AQS will be on my schedule next year. So Magical is an amazing show at the Gaylord Opryland properties. So they do a Texas, a Florida, a Nashville. Right now we have some original sewing shows, but yeah, so I think depending on show schedule next year, we'll just be able to fill in with extra little retreats and things, because I think the demand is there from what we've already seen. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so
I love it.
Yeah.
Where Marie Johns wants to know where in Pennsylvania will it be held?
I know that I want to say
in-
Greenleaf, but it's west. It's west. Here, I can tell you real quick.
It's Lehigh Valley.
Oh, Pennsylvania. I'm hearing the wrong word. I'm hearing Pittsburgh.
No, you're
I
going to
wasn't-
be in Pittsburgh. What's your location
I'm in
in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
I think Pittsburgh is Greenleaf, but it's the Pittsburgh. Let me just look it up
And what-
before I say the wrong thing.
Yeah, what's the dates for Pittsburgh?
It's the. I was see. I'm trying to look it up on my iPad, and I don't have any. It's the Pittsburgh. Hold on. Let me just pull it up so I
It's
don't say
okay.
anything. But it is on my website. So like crankykangaroo.com and then events calendar.
Yeah,
It's the Pittsburgh Knit and Crochet Festival and Creative Arts Festival. So it's the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, August 24 to 26. And it's in Green Tree, Pennsylvania.
Green Tree.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's just west of downtown, essentially.
Yeah.
So August 24th.
Marie John says she's only 1 hour from there.
Hey.
Hey, we can do a little meetup up there and have dinner.
Yeah, I think registration for those classes,
Is that it?
I think it opens like May 1st. Let me see what it says.
It'll be a blast.
Mm-hmm. This
That's
one, Pittsburgh, I was supposed to teach at in 2020. And we know what happened in 2020. So
yeah, I was
I'm
the
really
state
looking forward-
president during 2020 and we got grounded.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to being back at that one finally.
That'll be a blast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh my
think
God, Donna,
registration.
I'd love to hang out with you. I'm
Mhm.
going up. I will be dropping a date when I'm going. My husband says it's like an hour and a half from me from here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be a road trip for us. That would be a blast.
Yeah.
So let me see. We've gotten some stuff covered, but not the really important stuff. So let's get back to the Vortex.
Okay.
So I don't want to miss anything of importance. So I'm going to say this one more time. if you haven't subscribed to Jaymi, please do. My husband said she's 34 away, and the goal is to get her there tonight. So share away. So anyway, on to the Vortex. As you know, Jaymi put out videos. A lot of us content creators put out videos, but I'm going to let Jaymi do the talking. Then I've got breakdown pictures in front of me that will be able to show you what you're going to get in these kits. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Jaymi.
All right. So Vortex is the first ever block of the month from Legit Kits. And I think people were clamoring for this. It's a really nice way to get into Legit Kits without having to buy a whole kit, without obligating yourself to a whole kit. And it's also the easiest kit and pattern they've released. So it's only like 300, I think it's 382 pieces.
Yep.
So it's a super simple pattern and quilt. And so, like I said, it's just a really nice way to get into Legit Kits without feeling overwhelmed sometimes. So each month you'll get your little packet with all of your fabric and your pattern pieces and your diagrams in it. And each month there's a group of us, I think there's 6 of us,
Yes.
including Donna, that's going to be posting the sew along videos. So, you know, you'll find the style that works for you. You'll find the technique that works for you to get it done. And so we're all going to sew it together along the way across the 12 months. So you'll get your pattern pieces and fabric. And each month we make 4 blocks. So months 1 through 8, we make 4 blocks. And then the last 4 blocks, 4 months, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's a bigger section. So we're making 8 blocks those last 4 months. But for the first month, you're just doing 4 blocks. A1, A2, A3, A4. And so they're really simple. They're very doable. In fact, this is month 1 diagram. This is what you're making in month 1. And it's 4 blocks right here. So it's super easy to begin with. And if you mess up, if you cut it wrong, if your dog eats your fabric, if you lose fabric, like on the back of the table, and then don't find it for 6 months later, Legit Kits has a fabric guarantee. So they'll send you a replacement piece of fabric because they want you to finish your quilt. So don't panic that you'll cut something wrong or you know, you'll lose something, because they'll make it right. And really though, like with the first quilt, whoops, I'm making messes. So this is the first quilt that I sewed through, and this is all my leftover fabric.
So when we say you're going to have more than enough,
yeah,
you're going to have more than enough.
Pulling here. So you'll have plenty to work with and plenty to make mistakes with, because the cuts are very generous. And then because it's a block of the month, sometimes the fabric repeats. So, you know, it's not like you're just going to get this tiny little 1/4 inch piece for all of your months. You're going to get a 1/4 inch or a 1/4 yard like in month 1. And then if that color is repeated in month 2, you'll get another 1/4 yard for month 2. So you really have a lot to work with. But I think this is just such an amazing introduction. If somebody's never done Legit Kits and they just really want to try it, you can cancel the subscription at any time also. So if you get into it and decide it's not for you or something changes, you can cancel it.
Right. And I love it here how each month it breaks down exactly what colors is going to come into your kit. Like this is an example. That's how much fabric. Everything is clearly labeled. And what I do when mine came is I would match this to make sure that I had that fabric. So you know before you ever sew if one color might have been missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love the way that they give us that list.
Yeah.
The added bonus is the diagrams. It breaks down if you have something that needs sewed. Like this is month 11. And it just broke down exactly, like I'm trying to look backwards. I'll use this block. So you only had to join your block, but they made sure they made it simple. And then over here, you're going to read, and it simply says, attach E1, wait a minute, E8A to E8B.
Yeah.
I mean, to make sure that you know each and every step of the way.
Yeah.
And they give you an assembly guide each month if you have blocks that need assembled. So, I mean, you can't go wrong.
And that, I think the first month, there's only one block that needs assembled. Like so many of these blocks are one pieces. Like this, I mean, so many of them are full page. So there's really not, I think there's only 11 blocks. I counted at one time, but there are not a lot of blocks that even need assembled in this thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's amazing. And I'll tell you something too. You can do a full kit. So like within the US, you can do a full kit with all your fabric. If you're outside of the US and you want to do it, you can do the digital download and use your own fabric. And the really cool thing I like about this quilt, like if you're doing the tiger legit kit and you're doing your own fabric, you really want to make sure you get the oranges for the tiger. You know, you don't really want a green tiger. But in this version and what's behind you, like you can swap out colors and it will not make that big of an impact. You know, you're still going to get a swirl. You can still work from light to dark. You know, you can really use fabrics that you would not normally be able to swap out like in a tiger or a dog. So I think this one's really good for the digital downloads as well.
Absolute. I couldn't be more impressed. How much is each month? S. Taylor is asking, but I jumped ahead. If you just buy the pattern, do you get the paper pieces too?
Well, you get the digital download. If you do just the pattern, it's a digital download with the pattern pieces and all of the pages that Donna showed.
You will get all of this. You will get.
You print it yourself.
Yep. You'll get the cutting guide. You'll get, if I understood Mike right, month one, you will get, I'm going to use this as the example. Say you're buying just the pattern only, the digital download. You're going to get a color sheet you're going to be able to take through your stash and pull what you want, or you're going to be able to go to the fabric store. Say you live in Australia. I'll use that as the example. You'll take this through your stash. You're going to know up front. It's not going to be something you're going to wait. Oh, month 6, I need to go get these colors. It's my understanding he's going to give the whole color sheet at once for the digital downloaders.
Yeah. Well, and there's also right now posted in the Facebook group is the list of all the fabrics through the whole 12 months. So if you are doing the digital download or even if for any reason you want to know all of the fabric and all of the colors used through the 12 months, it's in the Facebook group. So you can get access to that. So like if you are pulling from your stash, you'll know exactly what you need throughout the whole process.
Okay. And for someone that's, say they want the pattern as well as the digital, what is that price?
It's a discounted because normally the full kit is $39.99 a month. And then the digital download is $4.99 a month. So, but I think the two of them together are $42.99. Actually, let me go look real quick.
Yep, I believe that's what it was. I just didn't want to misspeak.
Okay, good. I'm not off then. Yeah, $42.99. Right. So like if you want to do the full kit and then have the backup pattern, I mean, at that price, it's only $3 to get the pattern. So you can have the pattern copy in case you make mistakes or in case you want to make a second one later.
Right. So and this is why you might want to, okay, I'm going to buy the kit, but I'm going to bless my friend. So she can't get all the fabric. So let me, you know what I mean? I call this a one-hit wonder. If you've never PP'd, this is the way to dip your toe in the water. So let me see. Trying to get back. Hi peeps, hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Day. With the digital pattern, does it give you the color guide? Yes.
Yeah.
You will get the color guide. I believe, if I understood Mike right, and I don't want to misspeak, you will get that full color guide in month 1 so that you're going to know all of your colors, not monthly. Am I correct? That way, if you're going out shopping, they'll be able to get them all at once.
I know he posted it on Facebook. I don't know if they're putting it in the kit, but I know it does exist. So you can get it if you're wanting to do all of your shopping at once. You can get access to it, or I mean, even if you want to email me, I'll send it to you. But it's in the Facebook group, so I know it does exist.
Okay, Marie John says, I'm almost sold, and I know if I see this quilt one more time, I'm owning it. Well, girlfriend, look behind me. Look at the one on the long arm. Either one of them. Joe's gonna blow mine up after Jamie's done.
go.
This is
Yeah.
what it looks like. You're gonna see the full thing. And I'm telling you what,
Should we tell her the secret code?
I think we need to drop our code. So I am all about let's build together. There's two ways you can roll this. You're gonna go to legit kit. No,
Legitbomb.com.
And you
Legit
can, we have two
BOM.
different codes. You can use Jamie's code and it's going to be cranky.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use mine and it's going to be Ying, Y-I-N-G. Both of them has to be all capital letters. This is case sensitive. Choose who you want to support. We both love each other and we're both going to be sewing it every step of the way. I'm not competitive. I'm all about team support. So I think that together we grow, and that's going to grow this community.
Yeah. So so it's legit BOM, block of the month, legitbom.com. And using one of our codes, you'll get 10% off your first month.
Yep.
And that's
I think that was so nice for Mike.
It is. Yeah. That was, you know what, Donna? That was another one. I said, Mike, what do we get for promoting? And he hooked us up. And so that's our affiliate link. So we do get a kickback with those codes, but he also made it where the customer gets a discount too. I mean, he didn't have to do that part, but that was his idea. He said, let's do that discount. So
you should get it the first month. I believe so. I had one of those. Now I'm working my skill level up to actually making it. You do you, boo. But if anybody wants to do this, it's legit BOM.com.
Yeah.
You can use either one of our codes. Mine is YING and hers is cranky. All capital letters. I think it's great that we support each other. I think that Vortex would look fun in grunge. I was also thinking grunge, or what is the one that I can't think of the word right now. How the colors, like say it's a black and then it comes real light. Ombre. I would do that one in ombre.
Yeah, it would. And like I said, this one would be a good one to change up because it's not like on a tiger, if you change the orange and it's the wrong shade, you have a green tiger. Like you can really play with these colors and I think it would still turn out just fine.
I think so. That is Donna, team player. Awesome.
Right.
So with that being said, I'm in. Thank you, Marie. We love you.
We'll be with you every step of the way.
Just came home and just subscribed to Cranky. Yay.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate it. Ombre would look amazing. I lost track of the word I needed.
You know, it's funny. I was trying to remember that a couple weeks ago and my brain did not work. So that's the only reason I could bring that word to my brain because I had just spent time like trying to remember it.
Oh, batiks would work.
Yeah.
All these ideas, but no matter who's in or whatever, as you sew it, if you are using just the pattern only, honestly, I would love, and I'm sure you would too, and I'm sure Mike would love to see his pattern come full circle in the end, that people are sharing these pictures.
Yeah.
So let's blow up Facebook, blow up YouTube, take it by storm and show this Vortex and the versatility of it all along the way. I think that would be amazing. Hello, Jaymi. Everybody's talking. Teresa Louise, she's my ride or die. She's my bonus sister from another mister. She lives out in Idaho. And the poor girl, we had 90-degree weather here and she had a blizzard.
Oh.
And I was like, I should have took a screenshot and showed her. I don't know how she does it. How many are you making It's on. I'm going to do two. I've did this one as my test. And then now I'm going to call Mike and say, okay, now I need the pattern all over again so that I can do it. I'm going to do it. I just haven't decided how per se. What colors. I'm thinking ombre is the way I'm going to go with it. And just watch how that's going to come light to dark.
Yep.
Let me see who else is sewing with us. There's me, there's you, there's Becca, there's Tucker,
Ian.
there's Ian, and there's one other. Or was
Shoot.
it the five?
No, there's one other. I might be able to find.
Amy?
Yes. Yeah.
Amy.
Boozy quilter. Yeah.
Boozy Quilter.
Mhm.
So if you haven't subscribed to her yet, oh my God. I went over to Instagram, or was it either Instagram or TikTok? All this technology's got me all a kerfuffle. But she dropped the link in our Instagram chat, and I went over there, and oh my holy word, you're allowed to play music, you can have fun. It's a whole new world. I really had a good time over there watching her. That was totally different than what it is over here.
I know
I'm like,
it's hard remembering the format differences and the
it's
settings and it's a lot.
Yeah, I would get strikes, not strikes, but what are they called? Warnings, slap on the hands, copyrights. You know, people like to go crazy.
It's a lot.
How many are you making? I'm only going to do it one more time. Wish I could join you, just not in the budget. You never know, Teresa Louise, you might be sewing it. Hint, hint. A sister can bless another sister, you know? Dead Free Quilter. Well, I'm at an extent of the ombre. I'm going to the pastels to dig reach into the colors.
Pastels would be
Ooh, that would be cool. Let me see. I think it would look great in white, gray, black, and red.
It would be amazing. Oh, and I will say something too. We talked about like Hazy Hills earlier as the class exclusive, but it's exclusive for this season, so it will eventually be released as a pattern. Vortex will not ever be released as a pattern. I had a long conversation with him about that, and he said no. It's a block of the month.
This is exclusive.
Huh?
This is his exclusive.
Yeah, it will stay a block of the month. We might repeat the block of the month. Like he'll do it again as a block of the month. He might tweak it. He might do it in a different version. He might do it in a different colorway as a kit. But this pattern will never be released. So if you like this pattern, the block of the month is the only way to get it.
And I think that's fabulous. I love the way that his mind thinks. When I did my interview with him and he told me about how he got on his dining room floor, cleared everything out, and he drew that out, I'm just like blown away.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of his friends tested it and said, man, that's legit. And that's how this was born.
Exactly.
I'm just like, I tell anybody that'll listen, I yelled from the rooftop. If you look, the man is amazing.
We actually
such a fabulous team.
Yeah, we actually so the group of ambassadors and him at one time a while back, he said, I think I need to change the name. Like we're growing. Legit Kits just kind of came about because someone said, man, that's legit. And he ran with it. And he said, but I don't think this is what I can grow with.
Oh no. Yeah, you can.
And in the end, we were like, yeah, it is like
it is legit.
We brainstormed and we had some suggestions and he had some thoughts and we were like, no. So it almost wasn't Legit Kits.
I can't imagine.
No.
I don't know. It's kind of like throwing mud on a wall. It's going to stick. And this name is the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the way he says it, it's like, hey man, this is legit. And he reminded me of a surfer dude when he said it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it is. It's 100% legit. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. Jaymi needs 28 to reach her goal of 1,000.
Yay.
So it's progress.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Donna's the best cheerleader.
I love you, girl. I love everybody. I'm just like, I would rather see others grow. That's the
amazing.
way it is, you know?
Well, and something I think as quilters, we always have to remind ourselves, really as humans, you know, someone else's success does not negate our success. Like I know
No.
it's sometimes because I'm very competitive. I'm like polar opposite of you, apparently.
Yeah,
but
we were
I am
talking earlier and I'm just like, we talked about a personal issue and she goes, no, I'm really competitive. And I'm like, oh, I'm not. And she's like, what? I would rather sit on the sideline and have one and cheer someone on to get a million.
Yeah.
You know, that's just me. Life's a journey.
Yeah.
But you're knocking it, girl. You're doing great.
Thank you. Oh, and when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. So
That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I look at some established quilters and I'm like, I wish I could be there, but I'm still in that process. They've been doing it longer, so it's okay.
Jean, I love you. She goes, Donna needs legit kit pom-poms.
Exactly.
I tell you what, if they had them, I would have them. And Mike would think I done cracked my noodle. I'd be out here going, I'll think of a theme song for him next.
Oh no, do it. That's hilarious.
Show up at one of his shows when I know he's going to be there. Yeah, buddy. I could do that. But
Who the hell is this woman? I don't know her.
I would say, hey, brother, by another mother. But anyway, I've talked your leg off. I think, does anybody have any questions? Everything's a process. Absolutely. Life's a journey. And that's what makes it fun. I really think it's a blast. So we'll see if anybody else has any questions. I'm sorry we didn't hit the 1,000, but we did gain some. So
no, we got
that's
so
a win-win.
close. Yeah, no, that's amazing. So I'm gonna post the video of Mike in the David apron, and
Tag me in that.
Yeah, and so that's a lot of fun because you know Mike. And if you want to do the block of the month, it's legit BOM.com, legitbomb.com. That was Mike's doing. He thought that was the funniest thing ever. So that was
love that.
Yeah, legitbomb.com, BOM.com. And use cranky or Ying for your coupon code to get 10% off your first month. And we're all going to be doing the sew alongs for it. And this is exclusive to the block of the month. So
they're asking for the filing system. So I'm going to give it. I think we both pretty much use the same. So I'm just going to pull mine over and turn it around.
Yeah, mine's over there.
That is how we both use these same cards. And this is honestly from 2 of the legit kits that I've done so far. Jaymi, she has hers filed just a tad bit different, but honestly, pretty much the same. I used our stickers that come with.
Mine are a mess because my son files for me. So he just like throws them in there, but it gets in the right spot. That's what matters.
It's in the right color palette. That's all.
It's in there.
Right. But mine, let me pull. I'm just going to pull the first folder out and show you how cool these are. And as you can see, everything that Mike and his team do, they have this label and it'll come just printed out. I've gotten my folders and I've just taped it to it. This is the leftover fabric from this kit and it's unbelievable.
Yep.
That is how much extra. So I saw where people were saying in the test group they were short and I'm like, oh, I don't know how. I don't know. I wasn't. Oops, sorry for you. But yeah.
So I do mine
more than enough.
Yeah, I do mine a little different because I have the folders in the hanging folders. So I have 6 colors in a hanging folder. Just because I ran out of space for individual folders, I had to combine.
But you do tons and tons.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm at about 50 657 legit quilts, I think, at this point.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions because I have it up here. How many quilts would you say you have done for legits? And what do you do with your secondary quilt? One goes to Mike and the rest stay with you.
Yeah. And yeah, so originally I was actually listing my quilt for sale. But now I actually use them for displays at the shows and classes that I teach and the retreats. So they've come in handy for that. I did actually, I did sell one this morning, so I hope nobody wants that at a retreat. But anymore, I just hold on to them because I use them for my own display and samples and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm at 50. I think I was 53 at the beginning of the year. So I need to tally again, but I think I'm coming up on 57 legit quilts. And so I mean, a lot of those are duplicate because I make 2 at a time. So yeah, but I think there's only 5 of their patterns that I have not made. So that's,
wow.
Yeah, I'm actually, I love that. Like, that's so exciting for me to be such a part of it. So, and a couple of them that I have not made, I actually have to make. So,
But you just haven't had time to do them yet.
Yeah. So it's exciting. I love it.
Let me see. Just ordered the digital bomb. Can't wait. You are going to be blown away. I'm telling you. Will you be doing your filing system on YouTube? I've already did mine.
Mine's on Instagram.
Well.
Yeah.
Hers is on Instagram. Mine's YouTube.
Oh, actually, hello. Mine's on YouTube. Well, filing. No, not the filing. I have the book. My book is on YouTube in the legit kits tips folder, but I don't think I've done the filing really officially. I think I just always end up sharing it in the tester group, and I don't know that I have done it officially as a video.
Well, you need to.
I guess I should
make yourself a little note and
I'll
do a little video of it. Another note.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it goes. Like I've got a standalone video that shows how mine is. I started with a little black tub, with a little fold down lid. That lasted me one project.
Yeah.
I needed this and I've ordered a couple more of the racks. I'm just honest. I know I'm going to stick with legit kits, so it was worth the investment for me.
Yeah, exactly.
I would get the whole kit, but I'm in Ireland. I understand. And honestly, the shipping out of the country would be astronomical. And I highly recommend, as I said in my video when I released, they have the option one where you can get the kit and the digital for the backup. Honestly, it's shipping in the US for option 1 and 2, and I highly recommend option 3 for anybody out of the country. That way you're at least vested. You're going to be working the part. You can see us anytime on YouTube and you can work it along with us. Just pull from your stash.
Yeah.
Or go shopping. What girl doesn't like shopping?
There you go.
Can you link the rack for those nifty? Yes. Heather, I will do that. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm doing that as well. I tell you what, it was a game changer and I love them.
Yeah. And I put my patterns down below. So like the patterns that I've done, they go on the bottom rung. Because I started putting fabric on top and bottom, but I like the access to the top. And you can't access the bottom as much. So it works really well for past patterns.
Absolute. And I think that I was so proud when I found this and I sent it to Jaymi and she's like, this, and she took a picture and showed it to me and I was like, Brad.
They're easy to put together too.
Oh, Joe put it together in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah. So Joe said to tell you, Heather, easy putting it together. Your orders, let me see. Multiple orders. I'm always ordering.
Amazon comes to our house regularly.
Yeah, Joe's always laughing. He's always like, the mailman always says your wife's at it again. So I believe Mike said that this was going to roll tentatively. I've got questions here in my phone too. I didn't see, and I apologize.
Do a lightning round.
Do what?
Do a lightning round.
Yeah, let's do that. When is this going to roll out?
It's launched now. It opened yesterday and it runs through May 21st. Once it stops, once registration ends, you cannot get in once the kit starts shipping. So if you want to do it before May 21st.
Okay. How long have you been with Legit Kits?
2020 probably. It was during the pandemic.
What brought you to Legit Kits?
Well, we talked about it a little bit. Essentially, I just loved their patterns. And then I learned about Mike and his work ethic and his family ethic. And so it's just a great company to work with. But the patterns are what brought me in. Little Coffee was the first one.
Do you see yourself long-term with Legit Kits?
Yes. In one form or another, yes. It might evolve. It might end up something else completely, but absolutely, yes.
If you could see yourself 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I am teaching on a cruise. So teaching is really what I enjoy, and that's kind of where it started transitioning lately. So I would like to do a lot of teaching and a lot of pattern releasing.
Okay. I'm supposed to ask you how old you are because you look like you just got into your early 30s.
I'll take it.
I'm looking at this and I'm going, I love our viewers. And I'm not
love
about
them
to
too.
say, get glasses.
I love them too. They do need glasses because I'm actually 41 and I have a 15-year-old and I've been married for 25 years.
That was the next question. How long have you been married?
Well, 25 this year, 25 next year. We got married in 99. So coming up on 25. So 24, I guess. Yeah. 24 this year.
How old is your son?
He's 15.
She said roll with it. And some of this, I'm just like, really? She's not going to lie to you. That's how old she really is.
Promise. But I love him for it.
They're like, are you sure? 41?
I love them.
Yeah, she should have been 15 when she had her son.
Can you not see the gray?
I wash mine color, let it fall out, whatever. I don't get those good compliments. That's good skincare.
I mean, I'm going to take it. Oh, I got it. Yeah. It's probably going to change overnight.
So we're up to 75 now. So let me do this. We're going to go one more time around the room. Check and see if you're subscribed to Jaymi yet. If you do, the link is here. We are on that final push to see if we can get her to 1,000. If we do, we're going to do a giveaway. I'm only going to be here for like 6 more minutes. I think I've kept her 2 hours and I'm having fun. I'd keep her all evening.
Time flies with you.
Oh, thank you. But I'm telling you what, I'll just keep talking about this pattern because I dearly love it.
Yeah.
I think Mike did a fabulous job. There's not a whole lot. I write all over mine. I'm like you. I took a picture, put it in my iPad, and then I was doodling on ideas of what I wanted to do. Because I was going to start here and then just start in a spin all the way around.
Yeah, the diagrams are so handy for working out your quilting because like I do that with all of them. Like I did that with Eagle, I did it with Buck, because you can really use that diagram to draw out where exactly you want to quilt and plan it out. And also because sometimes the separations are really subtle. So you can really use that diagram to know where the line is and where you want to stop. And yeah, those are so handy.
Yep. Heather says, wait, what? What? I mean, 1 year older than me? What? And
I
she
should have
goes,
kept
baby
the
number
secret and
she's
gone
the
with
one
early
I'm telling you, she's baking.
Oh,
She's growing a human. Joe goes, whoops, one in the oven. Well, I've been teasing her this whole pregnancy. So anyway, where's she at, Joe? He's going to do a quick check. Share.
25.
You need 25 more. So I tell you what, we'll give it all night. Share this channel for her. If he hits this tonight before midnight, we will still honor the giveaway.
yeah. I think that's a very doable goal.
I think we can do it.
Thank you so much for your help.
Honey, anything for you. I dearly love you like one of my own. So, final countdown has begun. 3 months left. I am so happy for you, Heather. Before you know it, it's going to be over and this one's going to college.
Oh,
Makes me feel old. My son is 43 today. My son's turning 40 this year. My daughter's going to be 38. So trust me, I feel you. 57, I'll be 58. I'm older than dirt.
no. That
But
doesn't
it's all good. It's all good. It's a good season of life. Now I can go do what I want when I want.
that's really the key. Yeah, that's the benefit too.
Yeah.
I still got to make sure mine eats. So
Yeah, I don't. No,
exactly.
they have the key. I got to make sure they stop and feed the pets. That's all
There
I
you go.
got. So
All those too.
Joe goes, they'll stop in and say, can I have? Why are you spending my inheritance? Because I can. So with all of that being said, we're going to wrap this up. You watch your numbers. I'll have Joe watch periodically throughout the evening. And soon as you hit 1,000, we're going to do a big shout out to you. And then when I go live, what's today? Saturday, Sunday, Monday. When I go live Monday, we're going to do the giveaway on my channel Monday. I feel you. I feel like dirt. It must be the mud. Absolutely. Everybody, I love you to pieces. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fun, fabulous live. Jaymi, my door's open anytime you want to stop in. I love having you, girl.
Likewise. You come to Indiana sometime.
I will. Trust me. Be careful what you wish for.
I believe that with you.
You never know. The world traveler here. Everybody that knows me knows I'm always on the road. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please share her channel. Let's hit this 1,000 plus tonight. Before midnight. I'll be in bed. Joe, let me know. Take care. Good night, guys. We love you.
Bye so much.
God bless you.